short overlook about the Alpine. So Alpine has the filters for the bass and for the tweeters also, and for the bass. That's why on the higher volume Alpine sounds very nice, but lower volume as a tweeter it was a little lower output than the kickers. So we're gonna compare with the JBL and we'll see. Guys, very quick note here. While I'm editing the video, I see that the Alpine speakers, the price went way up. So when I purchased this Alpine speaker, it was like $59 per pair. Now it's $175. So the seller going crazy because he sold a lot of Alpines over my links. So when I see the links, a lot of guys bought these Alpine speakers. The previous video I made for the Alpine versus kicker, it hit like 145,000 views, and a lot of people purchased this speaker. So now on this video I'm comparing with the Infinity versus Alpine. Point of view, Alpine speakers around $50 per pair. That's why I'm saying like Alpine sounds very nice for the price, but I never knew it's like $175 or $120 on the eBay. So I'm gonna put the both links, you're gonna take a look, right? But these speakers doesn't worth even half price. You not spend that much money for these Alpine speakers, guys. If you want to buy that, you know, like a nice sounding speaker for $80-90, definitely get the Infinity or JBL. Trust me on that. This is way up. Even the Alpine Type R is a nice speaker for that, you know, higher, you know, price range, because they use neodymium magnets, a very light speaker. It's not going to add a lot of weight to your doors. But here's, you know, the shortcut. Don't spend that much money for this speaker, and it's not worth it. That's it. This speaker, if you find for $55 to $65 per pair, definitely get it. Anything more than that, do not spend the money for this speaker, right? Let's go to test. Alright guys, on this video we're gonna compare Infinity Kappa versus Alpine Type S. Mid-range, this is a high-end, this is mid-end speaker. So this is around $50 per pair. This one is around $100 per pair. So reason why I'm doing this review, sound wise, it's, for me it was look like the same power output, same details, but the build quality on the cap, it's a lot nicer, a lot better. Should you spend like double price, or you can get the half price but the same power output. So let's start it. We're gonna start from if you're new to my channel, the same scenario, whatever button I press, that speaker it will play. So we're gonna start from Alpine. So from the beginning, it's from the first notes, right? Notes. Kappa, it's less noise coming out from the speaker. Exactly the same way with the JBL, like more clear sound and more clear tone coming out from the speakers. Alpine is like a same Rockford Fosgate, you know, Scar Audio, all a bunch of other speakers, like a lower end speakers. This has some digital tone on it, and it sounds like some noise from the tweeters. Like these tweeters like perfectly silent and just making, you know, the tweeters notes, tones, but this one's makes with the noise on it, like all the other speakers. And the bass, this one is a little punchier. The JBL, it was a like boom and nice the bass, but this one is doesn't have that, you know, the all the time bass. Like you don't feel the bass like boom boom. It's like it just goes and hits the bass. It has a bass weight on it, but it does you don't hear that bass. So the vibration is total different. But this one's like mid bass is like a little punchy. You hear the mid bass. So let's start different song. You see, this speaker definitely needs a nice strong amplifier. It's like no question asked. This one without amplifier also you can get the, you know, decent sound, but this opens up very on a high volume, and this speaker also. But when you listen to music low, the Alpine it sounds the better. To be honest, its Alpine sound is better. On this you lose a lot of, you know, the tones and the bass, because this is like a not mid bass mid punch. So this is the bass is a lot deeper. If volume is not little high, like low volume, Alpine sounds like more details. You can hear more music details on the Alpine. So now we're gonna play same music but louder sound. So now it's gonna time to see who is the winner here. Alpine. Do you see the what I'm talking about? If you give a lot of power for the Kappa, it's like moves. This thing's like moves air, and you feel like heavy bass, like subwoofer. It's like, you know, long heavy bass. This guy's like gets more punchy. Gets punchier and punchier. Louder you can get is like a more punchier bass. That's why the filter is set up on this one. So if you use 4 of these speakers, I believe you don't need, with the good amplifier, I believe you don't need the subwoofer, unless you're not the bass head. You understand? Some guys like runs like 4 or 5 12-inch subwoofers. Definitely this bass is gonna be nothing compared to that. But you know, if you want the decent bass and, you know, to listen to music with the nice amplifier, this is the way to go. And if you want to just, you know, nice upgrade with the speakers, the Alpine sounds very nice. You understand? This speaker you can run with the stock head unit, aftermarket head unit, without the amplifier. But I suggest any of these, you know, higher end speakers run with the amplifier. Even you get $100 like a cheap amplifier, so you're gonna get, you know, the more out of your speakers. So we're gonna run the different music now. Same music, loud sound. You see that what's going on here? This guy has a lot heavier bass. All table is shaking, all floor is shaking when he's, you know, giving the bass. This guy is a lot punchier bass. You don't feel like, you know, heavy bass. But comparing this with the kickers or the Rockwell Fosgate, this is like the changing, right? This one is a heavier bass. Now imagine this bass is right here. For example, right here, Alpine is here, and the kickers, Rockwell Fosgate is here. The kickers and Rockwell Fosgate is made for without amplifier use. Actually JBL's bass a lot better than this. It's better than this. The tweeters is louder, more balanced, and I like how the build quality and the materials on this, the presentation. But JBL's sound quality is nicer, tweeter is louder, and you know, the bass is a lot smooth and nice heavy bass. So here's the deal, guys. Let me run another video. Subscribe to my channel if you don't do yet.